other than obviously as a listener. But it is really solid. That album is really, really good, and that's a fantastic track. I'm not sure if that was a single. It's definitely kind of, for me, it's
Knock Us Down was a single.
Oh, was it really? Okay.
Yeah, Knock Us Down was the first single.
Oh, that's interesting, because for me, Deconstructing is kind of that's the one I would have released as a single, if you know what I mean, because it's the one that I always think with a single, you've got to try and capture what the whole album's about to get people to buy into the rest of it. And for me, Deconstructing is it. For them, obviously, you know, they choose what they like and they don't have to take my opinion, but it's a fantastic track. It's my favourite track on the album. I think it's really, really cool. Yeah, I love these guys. I think they're awesome.
Chris?
Yeah, great tune. Really, really loved it. She has a strong voice. I would be really interested to hear the rest of her album. I really did like that tune.
But that on a different note, last week, Mike, you and I were talking about like old pics of like long hair, and I finally found one. I just posted it now on Twitter, and it's a picture of my brother, my sister, and I, and that's probably about 16 or 17, and you can see the cheesy attempt at dreads and and the glasses. So that was kind of geeky music me back when I was 17.
You look amazing.
Yeah.
It really is a great look.
We'll know about now.
Yeah,
but,
no kidding, right? No. If anything, now I'd be going Krieger style with the afro and the jumpsuit. I feel amazing.
I think you should bring it back. I think you should grow it out.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
That's a style. You see, you might not realise it, but as a man of fashion, I can tell you that's a style that's coming back.
There you go. I expect it off you next week.
Yeah, not happening.
We could do a weekly update. We could
yeah, right.
Start measuring how much it grows each week.
Man, the biggest pain is, man, my hair's so thick it puffs out like a bell when it's long. It's annoying.
Yeah, but all you have to do is do whatever the hell you did there, and it's.
But that actually, the sister who's not in the picture, she's the one that did it for me. So the older of the two.
Oh, okay, careful.
Yeah, she spent like about half a day doing that for me. But
I love it.
Yeah, it was worth it for about a week or a week and a bit, and then I was like, okay, now it's actually hurting my head because it's just so tight.
I'm inspired, mate.
Yeah. Well, just before we get to our next song, I just want to do a quick shout out here because pretty sure she's listening right now. So a quick shout out to my girl Ashley, and she's become a fan of the show, and yeah, she's awesome. Let me tell you. So before we get to the next band, because we did skip a band because I switched the order just a little bit, I put Sweetest Condition first. But next we're gonna get to a band called Vini Vici, and unfortunately this band called it a day, and it's kind of a shame. And I only noticed it because Mike had commented on their page. It's like, holy crap, like when did this happen? So unfortunately it's a shame, but it is the great band, and it's too bad. But here we go with Vini Vici. This one's called Cut the Tie. Dig this. Vin Vini Vici with Cut the Tie. That was a great tune, like really heavy, like mixed with like old alternative with some hard rock there, but great tune. And it is sad that they broke up, but like, man, they have some great tunes. They really do.
Yeah, Vini Vici are. I'm honestly really genuinely sad that this week they decided to call it a day, because they are amazing. And I said, way back in January, even December, when they released, their last thing, I said that this is the band where if rock music is going to kind of hit the mainstream again, like it was kind of 70s, 80s, 90s.
Right.
This is the sort of band that would do it, because perhaps not so much with that song. That's a really grungy, grimy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But some of their stuff has got that really cool kind of. It's still rocky and heavy and riffy, but it's got a nice pop element, and you sort of think that's the kind of band that would you release something and you get it at the right moment and get the right PR, and you can suddenly start climbing the charts. And you're there, and then you open up a whole world to the rest of us, mugs trying to produce something that everyone will hear. And it's a shame, because they're a really, really talented group of girls, and I'm sure they have the reasons and everything else. But in the same way that last week, we played. Oh God,
with the Fox.
But last week, of course, with the Fox, we played them, and it was like, it's a real shame they're broken up. This week, funnily enough. We saw that and we're like, we're going to get that back on the show, because it's a real shame. But listen, it doesn't matter if they've broken up. You can still go and buy the music. You can still go and support them and tell your friends and go and listen to other music. So it's still a great tune, and it's still worth our time and worth us playing.
Oh, for sure. Else. And you know what's thinking, Mike?
It's just a shame.
Just before we let Chris put his we'll say $1.50 because he never puts 2 cents in, because anyways, they I was thinking about it now. They actually kind of reminded me of almost like a heavier Breeders.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Kim Deal and stuff, and
yeah, definitely got that kind of thing going on, and it's a real shame, because it's that's the next wave. If you think about music in kind of cycles, that's probably the next wave, and they're actually perhaps slightly ahead, and maybe they broke up because it's frustrating, they're too far ahead and they're not quite breaking it, but someone's going to come along and break that, and they're going to be like, I wish we were still together.
Yeah, right. Hey, Chris?
Yeah, it's unfortunate they broke up. I mean, that's the first tune I've heard from them, and it's got nice rock to it. Vocals are amazing. It kind of reminds me of Evanescence, really. The way it goes, and like the tune and the everything.
Another Amy Lee fan, which is not a bad thing. So, yeah. So he likes music, but you gotta kind of prompt him to kind of fill him in. Can I hit him with a cattle prod? It's like, oh yeah, right.
I'm here for mutual support.
I just came over to hang out, really. No,
make the music, right?
This is live, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, I know well.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And literally anything can happen. So next up is another one. I mean, we have so many favorites, but this is another power duo. And this, of course, is a band called Hands of Blue. This is Gina and Ender from Hands of Blue, and the song is called Mad Love. Dig this.
just wrap your arms around me. That's the moment that I knew my heart belonged to you. The world, my loving, never understand us. That's why we'll die before we let them catch us. All we ever had was borrowed time, but we spent it together alive. And so I'm not afraid to lose you. I won't watch you fall. I'll jump to the world. My loving, never understand us. That's why we'll die before we let them catch us. The world, my loving, never understand us. That's why we'll die before we let them catch us.
Right on. Hands of Blue with Mad Love. This is a new single, and they played it lots when we interviewed them. And what a great band. There's endless things we can say about Gina and her, but that is definitely another power duo. And like I said, and it just blew my mind because I remember during the interview, wanted to find out, look, because Gina's got such a good voice and that sort of thing, and like, well, she's like, oh, I started taking lessons about a year ago. I was like, oh, you're shitting me, really? Like, you had me completely full. I never would have thought that because it's so powerful and just very melodic, and those two together, they just do such a good job, and the music is fantastic and gets such deep meaning behind every single song, and just that's what I love about it so much. And they're just yeah, man, it's a great tune.
Excuse me. These guys are absolutely fantastic. I just love everything about them. To be honest with you, I love the kind of I suppose that I want to say the politics, but it's the politics and the social context around the lyrics in their songs. I think is really smart and right up my street. I think musically they're phenomenal. I think they're really, really talented. To think two people do all those, and when you see the live videos of them on Facebook and
right,
stuff, and they're doing like